Hello everybody, this is Fernando for the latest Ghosts and Spirits news video. So I do these every now and then whenever there's a compelling bit of news that has come out with regards to either the Ghosts and Spirits series or anything involving cryptids or aliens, UFOs, whatever is the case. This go around, there was a recent story that came out earlier this week regarding a supposed picture, a very convincing picture of a ghost girl caught on a remote camera or a remote trail camera. And so I decided to give it a day or two to see if stuff was resolved, and it did. So I wanted to go ahead and share it here. Some of my past ghost news videos, for example, involved like the house that Zach Bagans ended up purchasing, the most haunted, I guess, demonic house out there. Another one was the ghost girl, the ghost selfie that was also captured. So this one definitely made the rounds on Facebook and then also within Yahoo, and that caught my attention. So here's how it went, at least the initial setup. So there was some landowners there in Cambridge, New York, somewhere up there in the northeast. They decided to set up a camera in their part of the woods because they wanted to go hunting. But when that happened, and if you're wondering like why they set up the camera, it's because particularly for liability purposes, they wanted to make absolutely certain that this remote trail cam can capture, I guess, either over a day or whoever, how many days, see if there's any people, particularly tourists or other people, hunters, whatever is the case, that walk through those woods. And that way they can see, engage, and determine, okay, there's nobody or there's too many people, and that'll tell them if they can truly hunt in that spot for liability purposes, again, because who knows, they could be shooting around trying to hunt any kind of deer whatsoever, and if they didn't go through these motions ahead of time, they could accidentally be hitting or shooting other people. Makes sense. So very responsible landowners in this case. So they set up this camera, let it go through, and then they decided to review the footage, and what they saw was this. You're looking at the picture of it now. Now apparently trail cameras, these remote ones, they're not set up for high resolution clearly. Like they're just simply set up to capture something involving, I guess, once every 10 seconds, something like that. Someone, if you can please on the comments clarify on that. In other words, it's not a regular HD type camera. Like it's not going to be smooth, high resolution images, the kind that you and I see on any really good phone or on a standalone camera itself. No, in this case, it just captures grainy images, especially I guess towards the evening, maybe even night shots, and that's it. That's its whole purpose. But it captured this, and it looks very convincing. I mean, it showcases a girl, young girl, probably under the age of 10, and as she's going through some kind of motion on the camera, you can see that almost like a spirit, the bottom part of her legs in particular, disappear, and then that way you can see the background, the wooded background behind her. So that made it instantly go viral. Once they saw this grainy picture, and they were thinking to themselves, is this a ghost girl? Is this something that was actually captured, a spirit within our camera? They shared it, and then little by little it went viral. So much so that news stations started to report on it. Daily Mail overseas reported on it. ABC News reported on it as well. Yahoo, like I mentioned earlier, that's how they got my attention, reported on it too. Everyone was giving their initial opinion. There were some residents there that were stating that yes, there is some quote-unquote creepy stuff that happens within that part of a town. There was other residents though that were stating no, it's not a ghost. It seems like it's convincing stuff, but it could just be what it is. It's a girl that happens to be traveling through that part of the woods, and that's how she was captured. And then of course this absolutely caught the attention of some paranormal groups who decided to try to do something. Maybe they could try to investigate with regards to this. There was an area in that area, there's a paranormal group called the Greenwich Paranormal Research Team, and that they said yes, they have experienced a lot of paranormal activity in that area, so much so that there's a like an urban legend of some kind there that states there was a little girl, again around that age, that was killed playing on some nearby train tracks. And so since then she in turn happens to be haunting that area. All of it seemed very convenient, but yes, they wanted to try to see if they could see the original footage, I guess, from the trail camera, visit that location, do EVPs, whatever is the case, to try to get more evidence of this ghost girl, which is the moniker that's been used throughout a lot of news stations. Well, give it the passage of time like I did, cut to about a day or two later, and it looks like this has been resolved. So is this a girl, the ghost or spirit of a girl captured on this case, this remote trail cam? If it's too good to be true, it is, and in this case, it is not a ghost girl. It is not a spirit. It is not something paranormal that just happened to be captured there. In fact, it's been described by the police there, by the Cambridge police, the police within that area. They stated, and in this case it was the police chief, that they have now received a phone call from a man who had told them that it is in actuality his little girl, his granddaughter, essentially. And the way he stated it was, he was a businessman. He was traveling there in that county around the same time as this picture was taken, and he was with his granddaughter at that very same time. They were walking along the path, and I guess they saw this particular camera, because it looks like she's throwing something at it, or she's playing with it, or something is the case. Like, she's clearly looking directly at the camera and probably doing like a hello type thing, or a little dance, or whatever is the case. But he has come forward and stated that this is all overblown. It's not anything involving creepy, paranormal, ghost spirits that have now been haunting the woods. No, in this case, it's just him that was traveling with his granddaughter, and his granddaughter happened to be in that shot. The police are verifying that information, but they have come forward and state that they're putting this story to rest. So that pretty much puts everything else to a final stance with this story. But again, very fascinating. For about a day or two, it was interesting to see if this was truly the best, if not absolutely the best photographic proof of any kind of ghost / spirit. Till this day, though, it seems like the best one is, and I'm sure you've seen it by now, it's the one of that woman who's sitting down on a tombstone or cemetery plot somewhere, and she's just looking outwards towards the background, just staring off into space. That one has remained, in my opinion at least, the best footage ever when it comes to capturing a ghost on camera. If this one would have been real, then this one would have easily surpassed it, because again, it is so eerie. But what do you guys think? Did y'all follow this story as well? Did y'all see this blow up your Facebook feed? Did y'all see this throughout your news, Twitter, whatever is the case? Post those comments below. That would be really good to hear. So alright, everybody, thanks again as always. Take care. Bye.